Welcome back, guys. I've started a new campaign. For some reason the sound's just gone off. That was a bit weird. I have no idea whether these values are the correct values or not. I've basically had a new rig and I've had to reinstall the game, and so everything reset back to default settings. So it might take a few episodes just to tinker around with things to make sure they're at the right level. Right, so basically I started in 1890 and I wanted to do a new challenge. I wanted to make it as hard as I possibly could. So what we've done is we've got, well, I'll show you the starting ships first. So I'm going t-shirt, save, glass cannon, 0 armour on everything. Now this means that they only need to touch you and you can explode at any second, and it's been really fun. It's incredibly difficult. It's more so difficult at the start of the game than I reckon it will be later on in the game, because obviously we've got equal tech and my ships aren't very fast, so they don't have much evasion. So all of the I didn't need to do that, did I? All of these ships are the same, so they've all got 0 armour. Obviously you can't put your main belt any lower than a certain amount on each hull, so it's the minimum amount of armour and nothing on the turrets. Now I'm not sure if it's wise to do this or not on the turrets, but it's been fun. I've wanted as well to use a variety of different ships, because really what I could do is just use my torpedo boats, which I already think are the best ships in the game at the start, and they don't come with armour, but that'd basically be cheating. So what I've been doing is taking equal amounts of each ship and then 20 torpedo boats. So if we have a look, we've got 888 20, 777 20, 333 20, but I've got another 333 starting or joining, and then 888, well, 9, 20. So yeah, so far so good. I've managed to win a war against Germany with no armour, so I know that it's possible. It was incredibly tough and I lost a lot of ships. But I won the war. So now that I know that it's possible, we're going to continue on from here. Now, obviously, because I'm not using armour, I'm going to be relying on speed. So I'm going into engines, boilers and battlecruiser. So that is the path that I'm taking. So I did my usual torpedo tubes, torpedo propulsion at the start, just to make the torpedo boats viable. So I've got 2,000 meters range, one higher torpedo size, can't remember what it is, I'll check in a minute, and double launchers. So I'll just show you that. If I just press copy. Oh, that's annoying. So yeah, as you can see, it's exactly bang on 275. It's the perfect amount to be able to get 4 torpedo tubes with 16-inch, and then get 2 2.9-inch turrets. So I always go for 16-inch torpedoes and double launchers. So that's how I recommend building your first torpedo boat. Obviously it takes a little bit of tech to get to this point, but that's what I recommend doing. Right then, so I'm basically just trying to fill my ports without going over. So I've gone over here. So what I can do is take one of each of them out and put it into Sunderland, and then recruit a few more to put into Sunderland. Or I could just leave it as is, because they're gonna die very quickly. So I've got all my ships set to limited, just to save a bit of cost. All of these other ports are very small. They wouldn't be able to fit a very big force in them, so I could put some in the Irish ports, and then maybe into Dover, and obviously Sunderland as well. So I might build some for Sunderland. So 33320 looks like a good amount. So I could do that. Oops, wrong button. Luckily with this new rig, it doesn't take half an hour to change screens anymore. So 3, 3, 3, and then 20. Right, so it looks like I need to copy this. Unfortunately it resets the size of the hull, which is really annoying, and you can't just type in the number that you want. There we go, perfect. So we've got a tiny bit of full weight offset, but it's pretty much perfect. Okay, so we can now put all of these new ships into Sunderland, and then turn them all to limited. So when they come out, they start off with the minimum maintenance cost. Right then, so now basically I need to build tensions with people. Now I didn't need to build tensions with Germany, they built the tensions with me. So let's have a look. We're the British, Germany and Austro-Hungary. They've got 79. They're at war with the French. They've only got 23, so looks like the Austro-Hungarians are winning that. The Italians have got a lot of ships, so we might need to pick on the Italians. So while we're building tensions with the Austro-Hungarians, it might hurt the relations with the Italians at the same time. So we can always hope. So let's move this fleet over here. Now there is a bug in the game where the power projection doesn't update unless you go into the ship designer and exit. Sometimes that doesn't reset it either. Sometimes you actually have to exit the campaign. So we'll see if we get that bug. I don't think it's been fixed. So always go naval budget. Right then, let's have a look. We are at 2381. So let's open this. Go back. We're at 9.5, so there you go. It's now updated from 2.3 to 9.5. So that's good. So we'll see if we get any negative relations now. If not, I'll bring another fleet out. So we've got negative relations with both, which is what I wanted. Now obviously we've got positive relations in the Western Med, so I might bring out another fleet just to go into the Western Med. I'll bring out the Scapa Flow fleet. So I'll need to enter and exit the ship designer again for this fleet. So we're on 2,900. So let's enter and exit the ship designer. Hopefully it'll reset it for us. If not, we'll just exit the game and re-enter. Yep, that's reset. That's good. Right then. I think we're pretty much good to go. Let's just check the finance screen. Everything's looking fine. The devs have massively reduced the amount of crew that get recruited each turn, so it kind of forces you to have 100% crew training now just to get new crew and new ships. You can cheat. Basically, if you set a ship to build and then scrap it while it's building, you get the crew for free. So you can cheat if you want, but I don't think that's necessary. The only problem is there's a bug where the crew get automatically added to your ship. So if we see here, it says crew 292. So basically it takes it from the crew pool, but if you go down to 0, this still remains at 292, and you can then unmothball it and crew it for free. So yeah, the problem with that is you can't play the game properly. So if you accidentally build a ship with no crew, you can't then take them from the crew pool, which is annoying, but there's more important things in the game that need fixing. The other thing that you can do when you sign a peace with a country, if you take all their ships off them and then scrap the ships, you get all of their crew that were on their ships. So you can get a massive amount of crew just from taking ships off the enemy countries that you defeat. So there are 3 different ways around being given such a paltry sum. Right then, let's see if we can get a war going. Interesting. It's reducing it with the Austro-Hungarians, but not the Italians. Even though the Austro-Hungarians haven't got any ports here. Oh well. So I think what I'm going to do in this playthrough is just max out the engines, because sometimes the gas turbine engines are actually pretty decent now. So and diesel too is actually really good now as well. So they're two good changes. So it is actually worth using expensive turbines or engines nowadays. Right, so yeah, I'm going to max out the engines and I'm going to get balanced boilers. I don't need to max out the boilers, I just need to get balanced. And then I'm going to max out the cruiser design because I want to get the best. Well, I want to get Battle Cruiser 6. I'm not bothered about going any higher than that. But I do want Battle Cruiser 6. Okay, so it looks like we've got a new armoured cruiser, so we could check that out. So it's the same shape. It's got slightly better stability, better hull form, better resistance. So it is overall a better ship. So if we wanted to max it out, we would need 10,500. So I haven't really made my mind up whether it's worth putting money into these, because obviously they reduce the ammo debt and flash fire chance, but basically as soon as someone starts shooting at me, I'm practically dead anyway. So I don't know whether it's worth investing into these or not, but we can. Right then, guns. So we're still on Mark 1 on everything. Okay, so I think we've done everything we can now. We could put some 2 inches along here, but I don't think it's really necessary. So it's just a case of how much speed can we get out of it now. So we can get about 28. Let's see where. What was this? It was 14,500, wasn't it? So let's see where 14,500 takes us to. So about 33. So 28 up to 33. Let's see where there's a big jump just there. Yeah, there's big jumps all around here. So let's have a look at the cash difference. The cash difference isn't actually that much, so it might be worth it. Right then. What have we got here? 50. May as well just keep it just in case we get some tech that we want to add. Okay, that's the new armoured cruiser design. Funnily enough, we're reducing relations with the Germans in the Western Mediterranean. Oh, we've just got 9-inch Mark IIs. Two-inch Mark IIs as well. I'm not going to refit everything just to get Mark II on everything. Let's just check if we've got anything mothballed, which we haven't. So everything's looking honky-dory. Got a new steam engine, light cruiser up to 5, extra barrel for secondary guns on light cruisers. Interesting. That's interesting. I wonder if that will count for this hull, because quite often you need a bigger hull. Yeah, So it'll only be on a bigger hull, unfortunately. So the next time we get a light cruiser unlocked, a new hull, we can try building one of them if it gives us double barrels. Right, so we're going to war with the Austro-Hungarians, so it's time to bring out the rest of my ships. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's let the carnage ensue. You're going to see a lot of death and destruction. We're at war with the Italians as well now. Okay, we've got a very even fight. A very even fight. We have actually got more battleships than them. So the best thing that I've found to do is to charge in with my torpedo boats, simply just to distract the enemy ships, get them to fire on the torpedo boats. So they don't last long, they die very quickly, but it means that they're not firing at the ships that have got no armour. So it gives the other ships a little bit longer to actually get some kills. Right, unfortunately there's a couple of bugs in the game, really nasty bugs that have entered in the last hotfix, which means you can't create a battle line with multiple different classes anymore, and you also can't set a follow line onto the back of a battle line anymore, because it causes a crash that crashes the entire game. So I've had that happen to me halfway through an hour-long battle, and I got that bug. It was nasty. Right, so it means that I've got to mess about organising everything manually, which is rather annoying. But the quickest way that I've found to do this: select all the ships of one class, put them in a battle line, then select all the ships of the next class, put them in a battle line, then the last one that you click when you're control clicking is the last one in the follow line. So you can then, I've done it the wrong way around, so it'll be this one. So I then tell the armoured cruiser to follow onto the back of that. Then I do the same thing with the light cruisers. And then tell him to follow onto the back of this one. Okay, so that's how I now have to create my battle line, which is rather annoying, but these are the things that you have to do. Work around the bugs. Okay, so the enemy are southwest, so I don't want to head directly at them. So head parallel, approximately. I'm going to have to turn everyone's avoid off. So they're going to head parallel, so they don't get shot immediately. And then with the torpedo boats, we're going to kamikaze at them. Okay, so it looks like this one's the one furthest in front. So tell all them to screen him. He's going to go and lead the charge. Is he going backwards? He was reversing. What was he reversing for? Okay, let's see how we get on. It's going to take a long time for all them to form up, unfortunately. So obviously I don't want my torpedo boats to be too far away from... Ah, that's a problem. That is a big problem. They've got a massively wide line. Oh dear. Friendly fire on torpedoes. Not a great start. Right, so it's going to be really difficult to select all the torpedo boats. You're going to have to do it manually like this every time. So this is obviously not an ideal start to the battle. Hopefully we'll be able to rescue it. So we can break these off as and when we please. It was a poor shot, really. I should have waited. Right, so we've got shots coming in from over here, so I'm gonna have to adjust. I could go straight for the battleship here if I want. I don't know whether I'm going to make it or not. It's highly unlikely, so I might just fire at this light cruiser. Yeah. So unfortunately my battle line's miles away from the action, but that's just because I didn't want to be... I want to encircle the whole of their enemy force, of their fleet basically. Didn't want to leave any flank possibilities going on. Okay, so we've just got one torpedo boat left that's still got his torpedoes. So I could send him in now, or I could wait for the battleship to catch up. So I think I'm going to do that. God knows where this ship disappeared to. Can't see him. So if I want, I can set all these to screen, just so they're not completely useless. Okay, so I'm going to see if we can land some torpedoes on this battleship. I think I'm going to go for this one, it'll be easier to hit him. Yeah, just fire now. Right then, he's done his job. Landed a couple of them. Unfortunately, no collateral fire with the others, but looks like he's almost taken out a battleship, so I'll take that trade. So we have to keep our distance with these unarmoured ships, because it's all about not getting hit. The closer we get, the easier it is for us to get hit, and we're not going to survive that, so we've got to keep our distance. Looks like we're being flanked here, unfortunately, so I'm just going to turn around. Well, what on earth hit that? As you can see, one shot just annihilated a battleship. A single shot. So unfortunately, with the way that the friendly fire is in this latest patch, it's very dangerous sending in torpedo boats like this, because they're just as likely to get hit by myself as they are by the enemy. But it's better that they shoot at the torpedo boats than it is at my battleship. So unfortunately we don't know where these light cruisers have disappeared to. Right, that's where they are. So I could go this side, or I could just keep sticking on the outside. I think I'm just going to keep sticking on the outside. It's safer. So we've got reduced ammo with these ships because obviously I wasn't expecting them to stay alive very long. So I can't fight a prolonged battle, but I can just do Eldari style hit and run tactics. So it seems like these light cruisers are actually pretty damn fast, because I've got a fast battleship because I've got no armour, and I can't seem to catch up with them. So it's obviously a very long range engagement, this, but it's better to be safe than sorry and stick to long range. Otherwise I will just evaporate immediately if I get too close to them. Yeah, I'm just probably going to have to ignore these light cruisers that were here and just head towards the action. They'll probably flank me at some point. Could actually just use one of these torpedo boats. Scout them. They're only actually 19 knots, so I don't know why I couldn't catch them earlier on. Right, let's see if I can scout out this main fleet again. I'm pretty sure the battleships are going to be round here. So at the moment I'm just trying to see and not be seen. So as you can see, they're not firing back at me at the moment. Oof, there's a lot of ships there. So I'm just trying to skirt around the outside of them. This is obviously a very different play style, but it's quite enjoyable doing something different for a change. So I'm obviously trying not to get these ships seen, but I accidentally wandered a bit too close to this torpedo boat. Hopefully these ships will be outside of vision range now. So I'm just using these simply to scout, just so I can see the enemy, which is why I'm just doing full rudder turns close to them. Unfortunately, it looks like I've wandered into vision range of these battleships. So really, I want to be focus firing. So I'm probably getting close to running out of ammo. I've still got 92 shots left. Yeah, still got quite a bit of ammo left. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of a traffic jam going on. It'll sort itself out though. So we are running out of our torpedo boats now. So if I wanted, I could now start using light cruisers to scout. But obviously for the time being, we've still got vision on them. I'm obviously getting a bit too close to my battleships as well, which is not a good idea. It's taking a heck of a pounding, the enemy battleship is.